Majority Whip.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I come to the floor today having just heard the minority leader talk about the President's address to the nation last night. I listened carefully to what the President had to say, and I thought he did an outstanding job explaining what a difference a year makes. Because what the President inherited and Republicans inherited when we took over after Joe Biden and the Democrats had been in charge, our country was weaker. Our country was poorer. Our country was less safe. What we've seen is a complete reversal over the last year, with a focus on significant changes at the border, where we now have a secure border. Most secure it's been in years and years and even decades. A huge difference on energy, where right now, going into the Christmas season, gasoline prices are at the lowest they've been in 5 years. Complete change in taxes, where the Democrats wanted to raise taxes on American families by $5 trillion. Instead, this year, as we go into next year, people are going to see a dramatic difference in lower taxes impacting how much money they have in their pockets. And a dramatic change in national security. We now have peace through strength, and we didn't have that over the last administration. And then on top of all these things, President Trump announced something called a warrior dividend. That's going to give $1,776 to each and every one of our brave men and women in uniform, and there are over 1 million of them right now. And what a gift and what a bonus to thank them for their service. Oh yes, we are dramatically changing the direction of this country. We're getting America back on track. And Mr. President, just this morning we got additional good news. It's the latest inflation report. The inflation has slowed in November to 2.7%, and that is lower than anything anyone expected. That's a reflection of the work that we're doing. Core inflation was the lowest since March of 2021. That's when Joe Biden and the Democrats came into office, and we faced 40-year high inflation. That's what the American people suffered through under 4 years of Biden and the Democrats. This is good news for consumers. It's good news for Main Street. It's good news for the country. The evidence is undeniable. Republicans are getting America back on track. Mr. President, this Christmas, families are really feeling the relief that comes from returning to common sense energy policies. You unleash American energy as we've done, taking the leash off that the Democrats had applied to American energy production. Get more energy production, prices go down. I remember when consumers were paying $5 a gallon for gasoline, even higher for diesel. Now in Wyoming, it's about less than $2.50 a gallon. I hear in Oklahoma from Senator Langford it's $1.99 a gallon. I will never forget the day that Joe Biden held his Environmental Protection Agency. He said, prioritize climate over energy that is affordable, available, and reliable. That era is over. By unleashing American energy that is now affordable, available, and reliable, Republicans are making America safer and more prosperous. Now, a vital piece of all of this energy dominance is America's clean coal. A few months ago, President Trump declared that American clean coal is essential for our nation's safety and prosperity, and he is right. As part of the Working Families Tax Cuts bill, Republicans in Congress lowered the royalty rate for coal production on federal lands. The old higher tax rates risk keeping coal in the ground. Lower rates mean higher production and lower energy costs. It's good certainly for my home state of Wyoming, and it's good for America. Wyoming is America's energy breadbasket. Our Powder River Basin coal produces nearly half of all the coal in America, and it is the cleanest burning coal in the world. More production means more affordable energy. More production means revenue for Wyoming schools as the taxes come in. More production means more certainty for decades into the future in terms of our energy security. More production means good-paying jobs. And Joe Biden tried to cripple the coal production in America. His administration imposed the punishing Buffalo Resource Management Plan on Wyoming and on parts of Montana. a plan to stop mining of American coal. Republicans used the Congressional Review Act to restore sanity to energy production. Now, Wyoming coal producers in the Powder River Basin can provide the coal needed to continue powering our nation. As a result, miners see a bright future again. Coal production is now up 6% since last year. Another critical piece of American energy superiority is nuclear energy. Last year, the Senate passed my bill to ban the import of Russian uranium. President Trump is also supporting uranium production and nuclear energy as part of his all-of-the-above energy strategy. Uranium production now in the United States is booming. My home state of Wyoming is the second largest producer of uranium in America. Our production has increased nearly 100% since last year. Because of Republican policies, production facilities that were once dormant are now ramping up. That's because they have certainty in terms of business. Nuclear energy fuels 20% of American electricity. We need it. More power from all energy sources are going to bring affordable electricity prices in the future. Mr. President, remember, Republicans also ended this electric vehicle mandate that the Democrats were trying to foist upon the American people. We got rid of that $7,500 government subsidies to buy electric vehicles. When California tried to control what cars we can drive, Republicans stepped in to stop them. Electric vehicles are vehicles Americans don't want, can't afford, aren't practical in my home state of Wyoming or yours of Montana. Look, we're not going to allow California to force feed us. They tried. Now Americans are back in the driver's seat. Republicans also removed Green New Deal regulations. We did it throughout the entire government, and taxpayers saved billions. Additionally, Republicans repealed the Biden-era tax on natural gas. That saves Americans money when they heat their homes. Republicans rolled back Biden-era regulations on home appliances. Now Americans have the freedom to purchase what they want, the appliances that work best for them and their families and their budgets. The contrast between Republicans and Democrats is dramatic, and we certainly heard it last night with the President's address. Senate Democrats have absolutely no plans or no desire to make energy more affordable. They don't. They want it more expensive, so we use less, and that helps their green climate initiatives. Democrats may talk about affordability, yet energy costs are the highest in their own home states. Think about it. And Senator Schumer, who was just on the floor of the Senate, his home state of New York, and he was addressing affordability, he wasn't talking about putting more money in people's pockets. Nope. His home state, electricity prices are up 34% over the last 6 years. New York's energy prices are 44% higher than the national average. In California, electricity prices are up 58% in 5 years. Democrats ought to take responsibility for the higher prices because it's their policies that caused them. Affordable, reliable American energy is a necessity. It's not a luxury. It's good for our workers, it's good for our economy, and it's good for our safety and our national security. America is an energy superpower. Under Republicans, we are finally beginning to act like it again. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.